Teen Titans Go sucks. That's it. End of the video. Oh, bye-bye. Oh, just kidding, guys. Hey, it's Blood Moon Bobby here. No, I'm not just gonna be talking about Teen Titans Go again. I actually do have semi-good news, with this video, and that is Cartoon Network came out with a promo, detailing what they're doing in 2018. And admittedly, when Cartoon Network releases promos these days, I kind of roll my eyes thinking, oh god, here we go, they're gonna announce something Teen Titans Go related, and lo and behold, in the beginning of the promo, the first cartoon you see is Teen Titans Go. You see, I believe it was Beast Boy and Cyborg doing a little drum roll. I can't even do the goofy drum roll a certain famous YouTuber does. I won't mention his name because he has a bunch of people that hate him, but yeah. So I'm not going to be mentioning him. So overall, this promo, I honestly walked away feeling optimistic. Not exactly saying it was like all that good, but it does leave me hopeful for the future of Cartoon Network. And it's funny, in doing the research for this video, I actually bumped into a statement from Christina Miller, who, you know, like a lot of people who talk about Cartoon Network, I'm not her biggest fan. Like, I honestly think the way I can describe Miller's management style, it's almost like what they're doing at Konami now. Is the work environment as bad as Konami, where the workers are under a camera, and if you call it the company on Facebook, you'll get reshuffled? We don't know that. Hopefully not. Animation studios, on the other hand, that's a whole nother question. But just to like give you an idea why I don't like this president, I'll read you a quote that was in this Hollywood Reporter article, and it says, "The strategy of our entire business is really about being multi-screen and multi-platform by design. It's about building immersive experiences end-to-end for our audiences. We don't just create shows, we create worlds. From the beginning, we look at what is the mobile experience." That's the first thing you mentioned. What is the long-form experience? Is there short-form content? Okay, or a game? And if we can do a game, is it for mobile? Is it for console? We no longer think about single platforms, and we never just cut up the same episode and push it onto multiple platforms. We've moved beyond that. So you get why I compared her management style to Konami? It's that there's being forward-thinking, and then there's just going 100 miles too far too soon. Like, basically, I would like to say, like, her ideas are... It's too, you know, like, yes, I know everybody's going over toward using apps and going on the internet, but it's almost like the way Christina Miller is doing it, it's almost like she's managing the channel as if there is no TV channel. You know, so if we lived in a truly mobile and internet-only era, then I could see her strategies working. But right now, it almost just feels like she's just doing this just to follow trends, not to know what the customer wants. But if these shows that were in the promo are coming out and are good, a couple of them, then it does give me hope that even if she is a crappy president, then she does have some eye for talent, okay? So what exactly was in this promo? Well, first of all, there was this very brief clip from Steven Universe. It was just Amethyst, Garnet, and Pearl just like getting ready to hit something, and then boosh, and then there was like a mushroom cloud on an island. I don't know if that was from Super Watermelon Island. I'll be honest, I haven't had time to catch up on Steven Universe, but it definitely looks like, no matter how you slice it, that was such a half-assed like sort of effort to. And I'd say Steven Universe is coming back because it's just one little clip, and it wasn't even anything that funny or new. It was just, the crystal gems being the crystal gems and not even doing anything that exciting. So yeah, I mean, hopefully, I'm honestly hoping Steven Universe keeps going up until like at least 2020. I don't really know, given that Cartoon Network doesn't really air the show that much, but I am hoping that they realize there is a big fan base. They're just scared off from watching the network only because Cartoon Network is basically forcing their own sort of channel demise by just airing purposely airing Teen Titans Go all the time. I promise that's not going to be the only show I talk about, but anyway, my best hopes for Steven Universe. I think Rebecca Sugar and her team have definitely created something groundbreaking. While it isn't my favorite show per se, not even from Cartoon Network, I will admit it is one of the more groundbreaking shows of the cartoon revival. So yeah, so I'm hoping Steven Universe keeps going in 2018. Now, two shows that I know people have been talking about, the former more so than the latter. I just haven't had enough time to watch them. The I guess you could call them the previews for these shows came out towards the tail end of my college semester, and I've had a very rough semester, so I haven't had much time to check these out, and yeah, so, but they do look interesting, not just because of the people that work on them, but because, they look pretty cool. So the first one is Craig of the Creek, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people who follow Steven Universe know the show. As The Hollywood Reporter put it, it is set in the kid utopia of untamed wilderness where Craig and his two best friends have ventured in tribes of children reign over tree forts and dirt bike ramps. Kind of sounds like Neverland, but yeah. But I've heard it's really cool. As I said before, I really like Steven Universe. I am hoping that this show isn't going to be as really heavy-handed and mellow as Steven Universe. As much as I do like Steven Universe, one of the things that kind of steers me away from the show is that it often feels a little too laid back and it gets a little cheesecakey at times. So I'm hoping that they can have a lot more fun with it while they could still break ground, obviously, but it's just they should have fun with it too, especially being a cartoon, because that's why I feel I really don't want to bring this show up because I don't want to make it sound like I'm overly biased or anything. But a good example of why I like Star vs. the Force of Evil, for instance. I mean, yes, I know it's a girl power show, but one of the great things is that they make Star such a fun character that you want to hang out with, rather than just saying, oh, here's big morals, here's, the big girl power story, and we're really pushing feminism, even though we're really just trying to get your money. So yeah, hopefully they make Craig at least just as likable as Steven Universe himself. So yeah, so Craig the Creek looks fun. I'm going to check it out relatively soon. And by the way, the series was created by two former Steven Universe writers, Ben Levin and Matt Burnett. I am kind of wondering, as much as I really like Steven Universe, this is just going to be Steven Universe praise show, huh? I am kind of wondering if, since Levin and Burnett are breaking off to make Craig of the Creek, and as many of you guys know, Ian Jones-Cordy went off and made OKKO, it does kind of make me wonder, is this signs that Steven Universe is kind of winding down? And as of late, I've heard that the more recent episodes of Steven Universe are kind of So it does make me, as much as I do like to see new content, especially now, it does make me a little concerned about, again, Steven Universe. So hopefully that doesn't mean things are winding down. Since Rebecca Sugar is still at the helm of Steven Universe, I can't stop saying that show's name for whatever reason, it does give me hope that the show can continue making good episodes for the next couple of years. So this next show, I have my concerns, but I think it's in a good place right now, and that is Apple and Onion. I don't know too much about the show other than I heard it was mentioned a couple times from cartoon channels. I think Velasky Bum was one of them. I know Velasky Bum often talks to me on Twitter, so hopefully he watches this video. But the Hollywood Reporter says Apple and Onion is about two lovable buddies who are new and naive to the ways of the big city of sophisticated food as they go on adventures and make friends. Interestingly enough, I thought Apple and Onion was made by like somebody who worked on regular show, because in the short snippet we got in the Cartoon Network 2018 promo, you saw Apple and Onion walking down the street, and they were kind of acting like Mordecai and Rigby, like they were saying something along the lines of yeah. So I'm wondering if they took some notes from regular show. Hopefully, because that's my favorite show of the Cartoon Network Renaissance. Interestingly enough, the show was created by George Gendy, who was a storyboard artist and writer on The Amazing World of Gumball. Yay. However, do you know what other show he worked on? Sanjay and Craig from Nickelodeon, which, my skin crawls just thinking about that show. So, I am hoping that Apple and Onion will lean closer to something like The Amazing World of Gumball, especially recently. As edgy as Gumball satire can be, it is enjoyable to watch, so I'm hoping it leans closer to that. I'm noticing that it seems like, I don't know if it's just this guy, but you notice how in Apple and Onion, The Amazing World of Gumball, and Sanjay and Craig, there always seems to be a pairing of two characters. You know, like in The Amazing World of Gumball, you had Gumball and Darwin, Sanjay and Craig, and now Apple and Onion. So I'm wondering if it's just this guy's kind of trope. It is a really cool trope, though. So yeah, so I'm hoping Apple and Onion will be good. I mean, it would be interesting to see if it'll be like the next kid-friendly regular show, not counting Close Enough for on TBS, which I'm excited for. But I am hoping that, you know, Apple and Onion will be just as cool. I don't know if it's going to be like a surreal experience like regular show. Gumball could get pretty crazy, but I don't know if I'd consider it like... Well, actually, it did get pretty surreal at times, but not regular show wacky. Not saying this show has to be a regular show clone. I'm just saying it has to be just as good as that or Gumball. So, and hopefully George Gendy can give us that. By the way, George, if you're watching this video, if I'm mispronouncing your name, please feel free to correct me in the comments. So, anyway, moving on. Now we get into the kind of shitty part of what was in the preview. Total Drama Daycare. Fuck that shit. That's all I can really say. I made an entire video just trashing on the show. I honestly just think the creators of Total Drama should have just left Total Drama die. Especially since, in my opinion, Total Drama stopped being good after the first season. I tried to watch Total Drama Action. It was okay, but that was when I kind of fell off the wayside. Especially since in Total Drama Action, they didn't really have the same cast and they didn't have as many contestants as the original Total Drama Island. And then with Total Drama World Tour, I just stopped caring. So... yeah, so, and, I mean, I honestly feel like they're making Total Drama Daycare because they want to cash in on, like, the kiddie audience, like, with the kind of success Teen Titans Go had, even though the Powerpuff Girls reboot and Ben 10 reboot tried to do that, and they flopped like crazy, so... I don't know. And they also, you know, in Total Drama Daycare, I'm told that they talk like teens, so... you know, what's the point? So, I don't know if it's just they thought it was funny that, you know, oh, ha ha ha, the toddlers are talking like teens, or we need a cash grab to get that Teen Titans Go audience. But, yeah, they just should have let Total Drama die. I'm sorry, I used to be a big fan of Total Drama Island, but I kind of stopped caring for the show after the first season, so, whatever. And then this one caught my eye. This is what got me to make this video. Well, it was funny. I first heard about this promo from Velasky Bum, and the main topic he had on this was they're bringing back Bliss to the Powerpuff Girls reboot. Which, honestly thinking, about it. I remember like when they announced there was going to be a fourth Powerpuff Girl, and myself included, I thought it was just really stupid. In fact, the first time I made a video, I screamed "fuck" in that video, and now that I've seen the Bliss episode and the Power of Four Powerpuff Girls special, Bliss herself is honestly kind of a likable character. I would even go as far as to say she was probably the most likable character in the Powerpuff Girls reboot. But what ruined the special was weird shit, like the girls are still unlikable, inconsistencies with the appearance of him, and also I just have to say, for the guys that work on the Powerpuff Girls reboot, morphing the characters into like a giant anime character and having a big fight in the city, you're not gonna get any audience. The anime community doesn't give a shit about the Powerpuff Girls reboot. Believe me, I have friends that either don't talk about it, or the ones that did give it a chance did not stop giving the Powerpuff Girls reboot a chance. So don't think that, I'm just thinking the guys who made the reboot were thinking, oh, well, anime's popular, let's drag the anime audience in, because they'll fall for anything that has big battles, right? The anime community is not to be manipulated, and they're not stupid people, you schmucks. So, wow. But as for the return of Bliss herself, I don't really want to watch it, mainly because I know what Cartoon Network is doing, and that they're trying to bait people by basically saying, we know that the fourth Powerpuff Girl causes discussion on the internet, so yeah, we'll get people to check it out. So because of that, people will check it out, and maybe it'll boost our lackluster ratings of the Powerpuff Girls reboot. So that way we can make more episodes of this fucking shit. Ah! Ugh. Just, no. Like, I know somebody would probably watching this video would say, just pirate it. But honestly, I don't even want to, give, Cartoon Network some good PR, so I don't know if I really want to watch. Like I said, Bliss is a likable character, but I know it's basically ratings bait, so I'm probably not even going to care. So, yeah, I mean, I'm honestly not surprised that they greenlit the Powerpuff Girls reboot for a third season. I know Johnson Hood Daypool was like, oh, they should have canceled it. But what I'm thinking, even though I don't want to see more episodes, what I think Cartoon Network is doing is they looked at the poor ratings of the second season, and they were like, oh shit, we didn't really do that good. Mainly because you stopped airing the show except for new episodes. So, when I think they're we'll give it another chance, and if it doesn't work, then maybe we'll pull the plug. So, I honestly think that's it's not, I don't know if it's that Cartoon Network has a lot of faith. Judging by their schedule, they probably don't have much more faith in this Powerpuff Girls reboot. So, I feel like they're just giving it another chance, hoping that they'll make money on it this time. They probably won't, so just had to take my sip of coffee there since I talk quite a bit. More Teen Titans Go. Fuck that. That's my 2-word thoughts on that. So that was basically it for the promo. I know it had other things like the whole adventure. I think it was like an Adventure Time Minecraft thing, which I think it's kind of cool, but I'm not really an Adventure Time fan. So it is sad to see it go in 2018, and it sucks that Cartoon Network doesn't really air the show that much. So yeah, so that was the Cartoon Network 2018 promo. I guess it was an okay promo. It does leave me optimistic that they're at least not going to turn 2018 into the year of just Teen Titans Go. They already did that in 2017. They don't need to do that this year, even though they probably will again just because they want money. How is it that if Cartoon Network is so app-focused these days, they're still putting in like Teen Titans Go to get good ratings? You know what I mean? An indirect way, because it's like, hey, we know you don't like the show, so we're gonna binge watch it, so you'll have to use our app anyway. Yeah, what a stupid idea. So that was the Cartoon Network 2018 promo. What do I think of it? As I said in the beginning, I will say I feel optimistic, but at the same time, I really want to see Cartoon Network take advantage of these upcoming new shows, Craig of the Creek, Apple and Onion. Not make an OKKO situation where they air so much Teen Titans Go, and it's like, oh yeah, we have OKKO coming up in a little bit. Hope you guys are still watching. So yeah, hopefully they dedicate more time. As of now, let me double check Cartoon Network schedule. I think it's in a good spot now that we're out of that stupid Teen Titans Go Christmas marathon. Cartoon Network schedule, Tumblr. Boomerang schedule. Oh, is looking alright. Adult Swim. Oh, come on. So, they're kind of pulling in OKKO with Unikitty, where they're throwing episodes of Unikitty in between in multiple showings of Teen Titans Go and Gumball, and they're also from what I'm seeing, Unikitty premiered at 6 a.m. on New Year's Day, which nobody's fucking awake at 6 a.m. except for the ones that were watching Adult Swim and couldn't sleep last night. Not saying everybody that watches Adult Swim doesn't sleep. I'm just saying, some of us, including myself, have trouble sleeping some nights. But I really hate those fucking 6 a.m. premieres. But yeah, it says definitely better premiere week schedule than that for OKKO. I'm not so sure about that. So yeah, I'm hoping they don't do that with Craig of the Creek and Apple and Onion. I'm actually glad I had to do a retake of that. So yeah, but you know what was missing in the 2018 promo? Where was Infinity Train and Victor and Valentino, especially since they aired that Victor and Valentino pilot, albeit at 6 a.m. on the Cartoon Network channel. So I just really wish they put in at least a clip from both Infinity Train and Victor and Valentino. Even if they're not sure if they're coming in 2018, it's to at least acknowledge, hey, we know you like the show, we're still working on it. So yeah, I know some people are going to say, well, if it didn't come out in 2018, we would be very angry at Cartoon Network. But I feel like they should at least acknowledge that, hey, we're hearing your concerns, Like, I guess I'm a guy who studies PR at my college, so I'm just thinking, you probably should have done that, Cartoon Network. But other than that, I am looking forward to Apple and Onion and Craig of the Creek. I'll probably check those clips out a little later. I don't know about today, since tonight I have to start watching Taxi Driver for my Scorsese Saturdays review and film that review tomorrow. So, alright guys, this has been Blood Moon Bobby, and thanks for watching. Hey guys, this has been a Blood Moon Bobby video. Please like this video or dislike it, and please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.